Hey guys, Marcinkin here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. And so today we got the data download for Saiyan Day, which obviously we were expecting. I've got some interesting things in here, some stuff that we were not expecting. A few things obviously that we were, some information on the new stages. We've actually included in this data download the information for the physical path to power Kid Goku EZA, and of course the return of everybody's favorite game mode this weekend. So lots of exciting stuff in the data download. Shout out to Proton as always for putting the thread together, having all the information here for us. Make sure you follow him over on Twitter if you do use it. But yeah, we're going to jump through the thread here, go over all the info. I'm going to talk about the Path to Power Kid Goku EZA details, talk about some of the new stage stuff. I'm going to leave the World Tournament EZAs for like a separate video closer to the World Tournament, and then obviously I will do the showcases for them when they come out as well. But yeah, we'll talk about everything in the data download. So of course we get like an intro promo movie. That should be expected, right? We just get that with all of these celebrations now, where they show some highlights from some of the character animations and stuff like that. So we've got the assets for the Youth Goku and the banner unit Chi-Chi. Now, the thing for Saiyan Day is, I'd forgotten that this was a thing, right? But you can see the release time of the banner is slightly different. And this is because in Japan, on Saiyan Day, because it's all themed around the 318 numbering, right, which is why it's March the 18th, this time is actually in Japan is 3:18. I think it's PM, right? So this would be 3:18 in Japan. It's 6:18 for me here in the UK. So normally banners come out nowadays at like 5 AM. So to be honest, I appreciate getting to have the extra hour in bed. But yeah, this will be 18 minutes past 6. I'll probably go live around 6, and then we'll be live to summon for Goku when he comes out. So I think, well, at the moment, because the clocks haven't changed in the UK, but they have in the US, the time difference is slightly less than it was before. So this is like 2:18 AM, I think, for EST. So then it's like 11:18 PM for PST, I think. Let us know in the comments if you're in those time zones what one it is. But yeah, 6:18 in the morning for me, UK. Then we have the World Tournament EZA. So we've got a new card, which is the Krillin. I believe he's just available from that DB Saga banner, which is annoying because it's very difficult to pull specific units from that banner, especially ones that you actually want. Because there's quite a few SSRs in that banner now, and the SSR rate isn't particularly high. So it kind of sucks. But the EZAs for this World Tournament are the physical Jackie Chun, who's from that DB Saga banner. And then the STR base Goku Black and the Tech Gotenks, who are World Tournament cards. Again, I'll do a separate video going over all of their details and then do the showcases for them. We've got a new stage for the Daima story event, which has the Tamagami #1 as a boss. It's just a boss asset, obviously not a card in the game. Then we've got the... they're doing something to revamp. I'm not exactly sure what the details of it are. I don't know if there was a thing in the news, but they're revamping the Team Bardock free-to-play stages again, and the Ginyu Force stages again. So I'll have to double check, because these got reset the last time they did this, which meant you could replay them all to get like I think it was like 10 stones from both in total by redoing all of the stages. So I'm not sure if that is what they're doing again, but keep an eye out for that, because that could be some extra free stones. Then we have the new stage for the Kid Goku Dokkan event, which of course will be where you get the medals from to awaken Goku and potentially Chi-Chi. Now, an interesting addition is we're finally getting a new stage to the Intensifying Fights event. And this was the stage that they debuted a while back, where you can, by meeting a certain condition in one of the phases, usually phase 2, you will then fight a different boss in phase 3. And there'll be a mission revolved around like beating that specific boss. So that's pretty interesting. We've got an Intensifying Fights stage 6 based around DB Saga. Then yeah, we've got the Dragon Ball Daima extra stage, which will be for the I think, is it the medals to awaken Vegeta, or have we already got the stage where you can farm the Vegeta? I think the story event has it gone down for the preparation period already? I can have a quick look here in the game and see if the Daima story event, yeah, it is up now. So the stage that's available at the moment, the latest stage, is just stage 6, and that's where you can farm the base Vegeta card. So it'll be the medals that awaken the Vegeta into the actual mini Daima Vegeta. So not yet the actual like TUR awakening for him, which I don't have a huge amount of hope for because the Goku one wasn't that good, but here's what it is. So then we got the new red zone that we know about, the DB Saga. We're getting 3 stages go live. Actually, the funny thing is I didn't even realize. So these go live on Saiyan Day, but they go live at 5 AM. So the new red zone actually goes live just over an hour before the Kid Goku banner even comes out. So these stages will be live. Obviously, they'll have missions. We'll take a look at those over on the Dokkan info thing here in a sec. Then we've got the physical Path to Power Kid Goku EZA. His category weakness is Terrifying Conquerors. Obviously, it's a 30-stage EZA. As much as we dislike those, it does mean, you know, 34, is it, stones incoming for that, which is pretty good. I'll do a team building guide for that, obviously, to go up the night before the event comes out. So we've got all the medals, Battlefield Reset, which I think goes back to like normal Battlefield style. And then, yeah, obviously the World Tournament starts on Friday at 6:30 AM. So, of course, I'll be doing one of the big World Tournament weekend stream events. So keep an eye out for that. Petan Battle starts again on the 24th, which is next Monday, with Series 19 of these stickers. Then we have Burst Mode for the GT. I think it's the Vegeta one is the one that has the burst mode for the GT Super Saiyans that just got their ECAs, and you can get the GT Vegeta or the GT Goku theme. Not sure what the missions are for that yet and everything, but of course we'll do those. And then we have the tickets for the Saiyan Day Kid Goku banner. Global has been getting purchasable tickets for banners for well over a year now. I think at this point, obviously, we just know that that's always going to be the case going forward for every banner that Global is getting purchasable ticket packs. Then we have the Kid Goku banner. So we can see we've got Kid Goku, the banner unit Chi-Chi, the previous Saiyan Day unit, which is of course Tech Vegeta, Tech UI Goku, of course, the Tanabata LR always returns for the first time properly on a banner for Saiyan Day, and then Roshi is on here, which is actually really good, because obviously a good unit for Goku's team, and funnily enough, one of the only Dokkan Fests I don't have, so him being on the banner is pretty good. We can also see from the banner assets that we have for 318 hours only. It is a do 3 multis, get 1 free, which is pretty good. Of course, the downside, as we can see from the data download, there are no coins. Remember when they talked about the pity system in the producer letter a while back, when they talked about the worldwide one and things that were going to be coming out in the future, they did specifically say that Saiyan Day doesn't have the normal, like it's not like the normal Dokkan Fest like the Daima Vegeta, right, with the green coins. There are no coins in this data download. Like there is no pity for the Saiyan Day banner. So that is something to bear in mind when you're considering summoning, but we'll talk all about that, of course, in the summon or skip video. Then we have new idol animations. So of course we have the Kid Goku one, but then very interestingly, we are getting a idol animation unit for Super Gogeta, as well as one for the blue Gogeta from Dragon Ball Super. So I don't know if these are just being added in like straight away when the stuff comes out tomorrow, because obviously we're not getting like an EZA or a new Gogeta or anything like that, but obviously this will be cool for the physical one for people that still use him having the animation. They are slowly but surely adding them in for all units, so we've only really seen them add them in recently when new characters have come out. But they did say they will be putting them in for all characters slowly but surely over time. So interesting to see that Dragon Ball Super Gogeta is being added in now. And then we just got some assets from like the story events and stuff like that. So decent amount of stuff in the data download. Decent amount of events coming out over the next week or so. We can jump in and have a look at some of the details for some of this stuff here. So here we've got the EZA details for the Path to Power Kid Goku. So he leads DB Saga user Exploding Rage, now all for 170. I'm not sure if they were before. He gets an additional 1 key and the HP 30% or stats 30% for Dragon Ball Seekers or Bond of Friendship. So I mean, it's not the greatest leader skill. People probably not going to be using him as a leader very much, but when it comes to EZAs, I'm not as fussed about the leader skill, right? Because most of the time these units getting a comeback just allows you to run them on other teams. So his super attack is greatly raise attack and raise defense for 1 turn, immense damage. And then his unit supers, I think they're both the same, right? He has 1 if there's a Yamcha, Roshi, Oolong or Bulma in the same turn, and then 1 if there's an Android 8, but they are the same effect, right? So massively raises attack, greatly raises defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers attack. So the massively raises attack is an infinite stack. So on the unit supers, he will be infinitely stacking attack. So he could get up to the point where he is hitting relatively hard. And then we have attack and defense 159%. DB Saga, Youth, or Dragon Ball Seeker allies 3 key, attack and defense 50%. Randomly change key spheres of a certain type to rainbow. So obviously the support is good. Rainbow orb changing is good. When attacking with 12 or more key, he gets an extra 159% attack and defense. For every key sphere obtained, he gets 30% attack and defense. He's got that nuking style passive. Chance of performing a crit and damage reduction rate 10% for every rainbow orb obtained. And then we've got 3 or more orbs, or 1 orb if he's in slot 3, gives him 159% extra defense. 3 or more orbs, or 3 orbs in slot 3, gives him an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. And then we have 7 or more orbs, or 5 if he's in slot 3, gives the all allies crit chance and damage reduction, which they did keep as 8%, which is unfortunate. It would have been nice if that was bumped up to like 10%. But also all allies attack and defense 8% for 2 turns. And I mean, 8% is not a lot, but it's still a little bit of a buff for 2 turns, which means if you're getting the 5 orbs in slot 3, he's giving the characters that he's supporting on that actual turn with his passive up here 58%, and then everyone on the next rotation gets 8%, which, you know, like I say, it's not a lot, but every little bit extra is quite nice. So they've really made this guy, like on release he was very good, and on his team obviously he would be like a main rotation character, and then as he started to like drop off a little bit, he still became useful to be used as like a floating unit in some teams, who was giving support, giving the rotation damage reduction, and had decent enough defense after attacking. So now they've kind of leaned into that, using him as a slot 3 on some of these teams, because being in slot 3, he needs to get less orbs in order to get the special abilities, right? Because it was kind of annoying if you were using him as a floating character to get 7 orbs to give the rotation damage reduction, whereas now if he's in slot 3, you only need to get 5 orbs, and he gets a bunch of extra stats. Like his post super defense should be pretty good. He gets his own damage reduction based on the rainbow orbs that you pick up. So even if you're only able to, once you've picked up orbs with the first 2 slot characters, if you can get 5 orbs of him in slot 3, even if you've only picked up like 2 rainbow orbs, he's still going to have like 28% damage reduction and fairly decent post super defense. So sure, the hardest hitting bosses in the game are probably going to, you know, send him rocking, but he will be, as a floating support unit, I think very good and like pretty solid defensively, right? I think for when it comes to support units, if we're saying that like the only worst case scenario for them is that they get killed by some of the hardest hitting bosses super attacks, then for a unit whose main role is to be support, I think that's fair enough, right? And then his active skill, the Angry Kamehameha, raise attack by 800% temporarily, cause damage to the enemy, and then within the turn activated, attacks have a 59% chance of becoming a critical hit. Can be activated after the character receives an attack 8 or more times, or when HP is 59% or less, which has always been kind of good for him. Because in events like, say, the Formidable Foes, where you're doing multiple short fights, if he comes on the rotation on turn 1 or like 2, and you're at 59% or less HP, he can use his active skill straight away. So that is very, very good, and he'll be able to do some solid damage. So he definitely seems like a very solid EZA. I've seen people saying that he didn't look that good, but again, I think it suffers from the exact same thing I said about like the Int Gohan, Super EZA, both the LR and the in Ultimate Gohan, to be fair, where I think people, if you look at this guy as like, I want him to be a main rotation, like big damage dealer, you'd probably be disappointed by his EZA. But looking at him in the lens of like, well, he's a floating 3rd slot support unit, then I think he's definitely very good and will be good in that role. So I think he looks interesting. Obviously wait to see him in game. But yeah, I think he looks pretty good. So the intensifying fights, we can see the missions here. So stage 6, the new one that's being added, we can beat the stage once, beat Jackie Chun in stage 3, and then clear the stage with 6 youth characters on the team. So obviously they always do this with missions for these new events, right, where this will be a lot easier if you pull the Goku to be your leader for the team. But youth can still be pretty good with characters like the new Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the anniversary, Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Like, it's not like youth is completely out of options without the new Goku. And obviously when the Path to Power Kid Goku EZA drops, that will be a big help to the team as well. Although obviously that doesn't come out for a couple of days after the celebration officially begins. But this is the Intensifying Fight Stage 6. You've got Giran, Namu, and Krillin Youth. I guess technically you'll have to do something against, I guess, Namu. And then you either fight Krillin or Jackie Chan. At this point from the data download, we don't have the info on what it is exactly you have to do to be able to fight Jackie Chan in Phase 3. But of course, when the event is out, I will do the video and we'll get the missions all done. And then we have the Ultimate Red Zone. So we've got 3 stages that come out. Interesting translation there from Google Translate. But we've got the Pilaf Army, 21st World Tournament, and then the Red Ribbon Army. We got some missions, obviously just beat the stage once for the first 3 stages, and then Phase 3 has a mission to beat it with at least 4 Dragon Ball Saga characters on the team. So because it's only 4, this is one that will be easy enough to do with, you know, crazy setups where you could run like Tech Vegito lead, like the LR from the 10th anniversary, and then have like DB Saga characters who are Pure Saiyans or Earth Protecting heroes like the Kid Gokus and stuff like that. It's only 4 characters you have to use, right? So you could use like a Pure Saiyan lead, or you could use an Earthbred Fighters lead that isn't necessarily Dragon Ball Saga. So the mission shouldn't be too difficult for the 3 stages. We've got stage 1 is literally just against Pilaf. We can't see their stats yet in terms of their HP and their damage, but we've got the things that he can do here. So he damages you when you pick up Int or AGL key spheres. So Int or AGL key spheres will be the bomb orbs, and he also changes STR orbs to Int. So that's interesting. And he can't be stunned or sealed. But other than that, nothing really crazy in terms of like horrible mechanics. Phase 2 or Stage 2, the 21st World Tournament. We've got Bacterian, deals damage at the start of the turn and lowers your key. Ranfan, nothing really crazy there, can be attack lowered, which is good. Giran, nothing really crazy here. Namu, same again. Then we got Jackie Chun. He can lock you, which is kind of annoying, and disables dodge. Okay, yes, there's going to be one of those again. Okay, so he can lock your units and disable dodge. So that's something to bear in mind, because if you get a unit that relies on dodge and they get locked in slot 1, then it's GG. And then the final phase, he crits when supering. So it doesn't seem too crazy. Locking and dodge disabling is annoying, but we'll see how that goes. And then we've got the Red Ribbon Army. Colonel Silver creates the bomb orbs for physical orbs. Then we've got Major Metallotron. Has a damage threshold, although I can't imagine it's going to be that high. He gets attack and defense minus 99% on the 3rd turn from the character's entry, which is interesting. So basically on turn 3, he just becomes incredibly weak and incredibly vulnerable, which is weird. I actually can't remember this guy from OG Dragon Ball Saga. Is it from the Muscle Tower bit? I can't remember. There's got to be a reason why it's relevant that he basically loses all of his stats on turn 3. Then we've got Ninja Murasaki. He can dodge, although it's like a 5% chance. He can stun on super as well. Then we've got General White. Disables evasion and attacks guaranteed to hit. Yep, so you can't dodge against him, but at least he doesn't rotation lock. General Blue, he does lock, but doesn't disable dodge. Then we've got Mercenary Tau, the LR. Attack 20% with each turn passed up to 100. And then we've got Staff Officer Black. Nullifies sealing, stunning, attack and defense lower, but that is it. He doesn't have any real special mechanics, so none of these seem like they'll be too difficult. The only annoying one is the locking and dodge disabling, but other than that, that's not too bad. So those are the new events and some of the new missions coming out. Let me know what you guys think down below. What are you most looking forward to from the Saiyan Day content that we know about so far? Let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.